Hey everybody, what's up and welcome back to the Starcraft 2 Ownage Shack. It is David here, of course, bringing you another Starcraft 2 commentary, and it is a snow day, and that's pretty awesome. I'm in university, and this is the first snow day I've ever had in university, so I am so excited about that. So excited, in fact, that I thought I'd cast a little Protoss versus Terran for you. And before I can do that, obviously, some huge thank yous have to go out here. My subscriber count more than tripled overnight, and this is because all you fine folks at Force Strategy Gaming decided you liked my cast enough to come over here and check me out, and I really have to thank you for that. So thank you so much to all you new subscribers, and not only you guys, you're awesome, and you know what, thank you to everyone else who subscribed before that as well. Thank you to all my subscribers, I love you all equally, and because of that, you know what, I thought I'd do a best of 3 here. It has been so long since I've done a best of 3, and it's because they take a little bit more work, but it's definitely worth it on such a special occasion. Finally broke 100 subscribers, really excited about that, so I thought I'd treat you guys today. So anyways, it's going to be between the yellow Protoss down here, RoXKISPomi, or Pomi, whatever, I don't know. These guys are European players, so it's very difficult to pronounce their names sometimes. Anyways, I'll just go with, let's see, Pomi. Yeah, that should work. And his opponent, it's going to be the green Terran out up here, mouzStrelok. I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with Strelok. Pretty good player, very good. I love the Mouse clan as a whole, actually. I really like all their players. They got some pretty awesome ones. They got Nama, they got Mana, they got Strelok, and they have Maro as well. And I thought there was one other. I just can't remember him right now. But that's okay. If it comes to me, I'll let you know. Anyways, we do see normal plays so far. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of probe harassment down here. Trying to take out the SCV. Such an annoying thing to deal with. Trust me, I'm a Terran player. I know exactly how annoying that is. And wow, look at that. He almost even got it. Good thing he had that repairing. Very nice to see that. Meanwhile, we do have gas already going up for Strelok. Going to be chasing that probe around. While this is all going on, looks like Pomi has already got his first gas up at the normal time. And then he's going to be following it up. The Cybernetics core, of course. The gateway is already up, going to be getting the early Zealot first. That's an interesting play. You really can, it doesn't, like some people will go for the Sentry first, some will go for the Stalker first, and some will go for the Zealot first. It's really all preference. The safest one is probably the Zealot first, followed by the Stalker first, and the Sentry first can actually be somewhat detrimental. Sometimes you'll see a Terran player push very early with 2 Marauders and 1 Marine, and if you went Sentry first, you might be in a little bit of trouble there. But either way, still, we're seeing some scouting going on here. Oh, wow, that was pretty good, actually. Managed to just get a nice surround there with his probes and take out that scout. Usually, you don't see that much in StarCraft 2. Not as sticky as it was in StarCraft 1. Can't really get a decent surround and make that guy stick. Usually he just wheels his way through the mineral line and managed to escape that kind of stuff. So far we see more scouts just, you know, walking around the map here. 2 more gateways are coming up. Pretty good. Like to see that. I would be pretty shocked if he didn't go for an expansion after this now, simply because he doesn't have another gas here. If you were going to go for 3-gate robo, you'd definitely have another gas at this point, and he does not, so I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to be doing. And look at that! mouzStrelok tried to proxy something back here. He was going to go for the proxy Marauders, but it looks like Pomi managed to scout that out, and he is probably feeling very good about that. I have to admit, if I were getting proxied like that and I found it, I'd feel pretty good about myself. Just a note, guys, actually. On Xel'Naga Caverns, you should always check behind here before you send out your scouts. Constantly do it. Not only if you're Protoss or Terran, do it when you're Zerg. It doesn't matter. Every race has their cheese. I've seen, you obviously proxy pylons. We just saw proxy barracks. There can be proxy starports back here. You can have proxy anything pretty much. Really typical on Xel'Naga. It looks like he's going to be floating that barracks. It's going to take quite a while though. I wish I could see the move speed of that. 0.94. That's very slow actually. And now he's going to be transitioning into a factory. Meanwhile, looks like the Nexus still has not gone up here. That's kind of strange though. Looks like it's going to be going up right about now. That I definitely think that could have been just a tad bit earlier than it was, but I think maybe that Pomi was a little bit scared because of that proxy. Didn't want to risk putting that Nexus up and being forced to cancel by a bunch of cheesy Marauders coming up. And it looks like Terran player is also going to be getting a starport right now. I don't see an expansion from him quite yet. And of course, whoa. Looks like someone was lagging, and he leaves the game. But yeah, So I think that the Terran player hasn't expanded quite yet, just obviously because he didn't manage to scout this out. Really good, actually. Oh yeah, of course. That's why Pomi was saving this. He didn't want that Marauder to see. That was kind of dumb of me, but you know, I corrected that mistake. Ooh, and we're going to be going for late Banshees, it seems. We got Cloak on the way. One Banshee is already coming out. And late Banshees, very good, actually. This is something Nama has been sort of experimenting with. You'd basically get the Banshee late, and sometimes, oops, going to be, oh crap, sorry about that, guys. There we go. So sometimes what will happen is the Protoss player, if they say, you didn't go for Banshees early, they might assume that you're not going to go for them later, and that can be a fatal error sometimes. They might underproduce observers, but looks like a good friend Pomi here is not going to be making that mistake. We see his Robo has been erected, and it is getting out the observer first. Going to be following that up with a robotics bay. You know, I like Colossi on this map. It's really good. You can have some really awesome plays at the choke points here, as well as at the opponent's base. 2 chokes here as well. Same goes for siege tanks, of course, but it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing siege tank play from Strelok. Instead, going for the Raven. Ravens are really good against Protoss, of course, for that point defense drone if your opponent was Stalker heavy. Looking at it right now, he's not too Stalker heavy, though. He's got a healthy mix right here. You're going to have to wait until the Colossi start coming out to really know what his ultimate unit composition is going to be. I find that it's usually better to go for some more Zealot heavy play when you got those Colossi. Anyways, the Banshee's going to be poking in here, and actually it looks like he decided to cancel Cloak. Yeah, not a bad idea. At this point, your opponent is really bound to have an observer. As we can see, it's already in position right here. So there's really no sense wasting money on that Cloak, unless you're planning to make some transition into like Thor Banshee or something. And meanwhile, wow, still no expansion going up for Strelok. Has he seen this though? Oh no, he hasn't seen that, but I'm sure he suspects it simply because he hasn't had any pressure to deal with at this point. He's going to have to do a very strong timing push here if he wants to win. There's really no way for him to come back economically from this point. If we look at the income tab, he's really losing ground fast. We can see, wow, it's a huge Harvester differential. This is probably going to be the timing push he hopes to end the game with. We'll see if it works. I mean, he's going to have to contend with Colossi, and it's wisely being hidden here so he can't see it with a scan or something. But if he hits before this extended thermal lance comes, that could be quite devastating. And actually, look, oh wow, yeah, he definitely knows he's got to do sick damage with this. So he's going to be pulling all of his SCVs as well. And this actually, you know what, I could see this going in Strelok's favor, but it looks like we're going to see now as they engage. Looks like the SCVs are charging headlong into their deaths. Point defense drone goes down there, 2 Colossi doing amazing damage versus these Marines, but I think that our Terran player will be able to come out on top if he targets those Colossi. Looks like he manages to get one. He needs to get the other though, and it's not going to happen. That thing is just racking in kills. Wow, it is having a field day. GG, that Colossus forced GG after he became a master with 15 kills. So I have to say, not the greatest timing push I've ever seen in my life, but you know what? Pomi had the better unit mix right there, and I think he had just been on that second base for too long. I don't know if he... Yeah, and he also, of course, managed to use some of his probes in there as well to even the odds. If you pull your probes, really the SCVs aren't going to help that much. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this cast. It is Game 1, and it's going to go to our Protoss players. Stay tuned for Game 2.